Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today it's one of my replays and I'm in the Moines at tier 10 US cruiser. I'm on the map Shards, 3-point domination game. Well, tier 11 battle, but only one tier 11. No carrier, no sub. So there is some potential there. Now we have found 2 enemy destroyers charging into the sea cap. I could currently raid there. The thing is, I mean, the Kearsarge might have shots, and SJR might have shots. But we don't really have too many ships that can engage those destroyers, so my plan is to move forward. Viper has provided a smoke screen that allows me to approach and then hopefully shoot the destroyers with my radar. Now, I was hoping they'd push in, because we don't really have much here to stop those enemy DDs, and they have a black with radar. So I was hoping that the enemy DDs would actually charge into the cap and then right in front of my guns. Unfortunately, they did not, but I'm still getting at least a little bit of damage, and we are forcing them to retreat further. I have my Hydro going because there will be fish, but it looks like that's about all the damage I'm gonna get into those guys. I suppose if I had made more of a turn, maybe I could have gone into a slightly better position, but then again I might not have had the angles for my front guns. Now overall it looks like there is a large enemy force here and not so much on our side. Well, here's the problem. Technically we have about 6 ships here, but the Mecklenburg is still relatively far behind. The Izumo is completely useless, and well, that leaves us with a Kearsarge to stop that enemy push, and obviously my destroyer friends. Now I've decided to get into a safer position before the enemy overruns us, and those torpedoes make it a little bit hard to maneuver. They're easily dodged, but they kind of stopped me from going back to the island where I started, in a sense. So seeing this huge red blob might mean that they're actually going to push through. We do still have the battleships here, and if the enemy pushes, our battleships might become even useful. But it's better to be safe if you're in the Moines here. So there is more fish, and once again, I just wanna go to my island. And all those fishes stop me. Well, I'm not gonna open up here with my guns. I really don't wanna run into an open water Des Moines here. So we'll see if I can make it back into some cover, and then we will start the pew pew. I have... Oh, I'm detected. Well, then I might as well start shooting. And there is the black culprit of my detection. Unfortunately outside of radar range. I mean, it's still a few seconds until I have radar anyway. But I am getting back into the position that I want to, I think. There is a Marseille. Could switch to armor piercing here if that Marseille keeps showing broadside. 5 ships aiming at me. How lovely. So there might be a Yoshino on my flank, and oh, that hurts. That hurts. Turns out the Iwami found like there is this little lower part of the island, and the Iwami managed to sneak a full salvo through this. So yeah, the Izumo is still useless, and the Kearsarge and the Mecklenburg are just trying to escape the map. The only thing stopping them is the zone wall. And I'm detected by destroyer. I mean, I suppose I could radar here. So I wanted to reverse back towards this smoke screen, but, you know, I still remember what the Iwami did last time, and this, it seems so close, and yet it's so far. At least my going forward again dodged that salvo. Now, I used my radar because well, I kept being detected. And it was the Yamagiri that was the culprit. I could potentially try to reverse back into the smoke now, since the Yamagiri has been forced to retreat. Or I could peek around the other side and shoot the Soyuz. Now, detection in this game is usually calculated from the center of your ship, right? So there is a line of sight being formed between your center of the ship, the enemy, sort of. What this means is that if only like the front part of your ship looks around an island, you can basically shoot while being undetected, right? So I'm switching to my front guns, and that's exactly what I can do here, right? So I can shoot the Soyuz, and the Soyuz can't see me. Well, unless there are planes. Unless there are planes. So I need to reverse back here, because if the Soyuz actually starts shooting my nose, I'll be in a lot of trouble. Now, in a very surprising move, the Izumo has actually started moving forward. I would have never seen that one coming. Also, by the way, the good news is we have control of the A-cap, even though our ships are weirdly positioned around there. But we do control it. We are generally ahead on ships. Now we just have to take another cap or so. But I think our set is gonna do that in the center. So that's good news. Now I have decided that I want my nose pointing in the other side, because that's where a lot of the enemies are. Thankfully, the enemy team never really pushed me. It's what I have been afraid for a long time. But it didn't happen. Now Yamagiri is spotted, unfortunately relatively far away, and I think I have given not enough lead there. So the Yamagiri escapes. Or will it? Turns out it beached. Turns out it beached. Of course, Moines dispersion is not the greatest thing in the universe, and yeah, it's gonna go forward again, isn't it? So I'm getting exactly 2 hits and some damage, but unfortunately not enough. Now my Hydro is currently running. Yamagiri has 20 kilometer torp oil. And switch to its 20 kilometer torps. But I do have a bit of island in front of me. So well, we'll see if there is any fish, I suppose. Right now, the island is very clingy. I mean, don't misunderstand. This island and myself had a very good relationship so far in this battle. But, you know, it's still... I might have to move on. Sorry, island. Might have come the time where I have to move on. So, Hydro has run its course. No Yamagiri fish yet. Actually, the Yamagiri is here again. I've used my radar because I was detected, and we found a cute little Yamagiri. Maybe we can even sink it. Now the problem, of course, is no Hydro currently. If the Yamagiri didn't torp earlier, it would have most certainly torped now, and there is the fish. But that looks dodgeable. It's also, they are very slow, so I presume the Yamagiri was still on the 20 kilometer torps. Good for me. Next up, we have a Yoshino. Now, charging an Iwami and a Yoshino is not a recommended tactic, but we are winning this hard enough that I've decided let's just go for it. I've used my heal. I don't really have that much healable damage, but yeah, I'll have now. That Iwami has been wrecking me earlier, and it will keep wrecking me, but I'll keep citadeling this Yoshino, and okay, somebody else got it. Never mind, Yoshino is down. Now I'll just see how much damage I can do to an Iwami before I die. So going back to high explosive here, cause its angle. I suppose I could try to hit its guns, I'm not sure how much that would do. I'm just hoping for a fire now. It's oh, there is a fire. Now it's turning, so back to armor piercing. Let's see if we can't do something like in this nose or so. Well, it was not meant to be. I mean, honestly, I never expected to survive here in the first place. But, you know, the EVE army isn't going to survive either, and the last remaining enemies aren't gonna do a thing. So this is a victory. Let's jump to the results. So, it looks like our set carried hard on the other side. Unfortunately, I forgot to compliment it, shame on me. But anyway, this was a lovely Des Moines battle, and while we won pretty nicely with a lot of ships remaining, the fight was pretty tough on our flank, I have to say. So there is that. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you next time.